The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 26th day of February 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamel Hartman. She's Mia Chambray, and Teo Dill will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. I almost said Maya.
We got Teo today.
Yeah. I mean, they do look alike, you know.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do look alike, you know, a bit. Yeah, it's all good. How you feeling today? I mean, you know what? All that rain yesterday, you know, it was a good thing that I didn't have any meetings to go to, any, you know, thing of importance outside of my computer, because this weather is very temperamental. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was I don't know. It's very gloomy. Yeah.
What's your shirt say?
Oh, it says be kind and cruelty free.
I love that. You know what? It's always a good day to be kind and especially cruelty free, folks. So no short jokes. All right. Yeah, Sherry. People ain't Sherry out there. All right. We've got David Michael Wilson. He says, wonderful Wednesday, one and all, and a wonderful Wednesday to you, David Michael Wilson. And we want to say greetings to everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today, as we welcome our good friend Danielle Paynter on from Bacardi to discuss this year's Black Vendors Market. Looking forward to that. We participated last year. It's one of the coolest things out there. I mean, I know a lot of people do different markets, but this is the one for me. So always a pleasure having Danielle in the building. The daily play is music today. So this is a fun one, folks. I want to see how many people going to get this. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I love it when it's music.
Yeah, I'm going to read the lyrics, and you all got to tell me what song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
You ready? Okay. She said she's ready, folks.
I'm ready.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, let's jump right into today's conversation. Well, let's, you know, give our greetings. Karen Simmons says, Jamal, Mia, and TDH community, it's going to be a wacky Wednesday after hearing the ministers and senators. Well, she's asking, is it? Well, we wouldn't be ourselves if we didn't discuss that, right? Suzanne Ingham says, awesome, wise Wednesday, Jamal, Mia, and Teo. Be nice, Jamal. Yep, all that rain. Yep, I got soaked going home, and I was in a car refreshing. Well, at least you didn't have to operate your car like a boat, right, on the roads.
Yeah, true. That's true. No kayaking. Or maybe there was some kayaking. We just haven't seen it yet, Mr. Photogenic.
I was just going to say, Mr. Photogenic, let me go check him out, because I haven't. Maybe he took a day off.
Maybe, yeah. So
look.
I love the rain as well. I like the rain.
Oh, it's cleansing. It's cleansing. Look, cleansing. Let's jump into today's conversation. So yesterday, Mia, something happened.
Yes.
Something happened last Tuesday. We got a new government.
Yes.
And when I say new government, not saying party, but we got new elected MPs. Mm-hmm. Therefore, it technically is a new government with new people on board, right? Absolutely. A week to the day, we got our new cabinet. And for those who don't know what cabinet is basically the appointment of people who oversee different ministries. The ministries are responsible for, legislation and policies. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to ask the audience, what are your thoughts on the new ministerial cabinet? I have to say ministerial cabinet because you all be talking about, well, I haven't seen your cabinet in your house, Jamal. So got to be very specific. What are your thoughts on the new ministerial cabinet? And you know what? Because you all are so private, because they're so private, let's put the QR code on the screen. And we're going to share the link because Rosalind Famous, you had a great point yesterday. We're going to share a link for those who can't do the QR code. So this is the QR code. The question for the QR code: do you believe that Minister Zandy Silva overseeing the housing ministry is a conflict of interest? So you can to remain anonymous, because I know some people don't want to do that. So let me take that down. Do you believe that Minister Zandy? Just go to that. You can answer, and I'm going to put the link in the comments. The link, if you can't do the QR code, here's the link where you can go right to the app. But let's see how you all are feeling. That's the link. It's in the comments, but that's the QR code. What are your thoughts on the new ministerial cabinet? And do you believe that Zandy Silva overseeing the housing ministry is a conflict of interest? So go to that link. We'll share the results in a few. But Mia, how are you feeling about the new cabinet?
I haven't had really a time to process it as of yet. I feel like I can't believe it's only been a week since the election. I feel like it's been a lifetime. So I haven't had an opportunity to really get into, comb it through, really get into the nitty gritty of what each ministerial allocation really will mean for them. But in the case of Zandy Silva, it was interesting because when we were leading up to the election, I believe that the OBA was called out by the PLP, saying that some of the members of the OBA hadn't been forthcoming with their contracts that they had currently with the government, which in actuality they had come forward and done it in the timeline, et cetera. But I thought it was in such a small place, as we discussed on the Daily Hour, that it's hard to sometimes, there is always going to be overlapping, and there are going to be possible conflicts. So it's kind of hard to avoid them, for example. So here I'm going to be the devil's advocate. So, we live in such a small place. Yes, of course, Zane is the owner of Island Construction and also has been in politics for a very long time, and being put as a minister of housing, it's inevitable that there will be conflicts of interest and that we will overlap in such a small community. So there we go. I'm going to be the devil's advocate this morning and maybe put that, and that's something they actually said on the news, that he thinks it's going to be a positive thing. He's going to get things done.
All right, audience, if you're just tuning in, here's the QR code. If you want to answer the question, just scan the QR code if you want to answer the question. I know some people don't want to share publicly their feelings about this, but the question is, do you believe it's a conflict of interest for Zandy Silva to oversee the housing ministry? Just a simple yes or no. Again, it's anonymous, so we won't know who said what. But also, the question of the morning: what are your thoughts on the new ministerial cabinet? What are your thoughts on the appointments? And I did tell you all, Teray didn't want to bet me yesterday, right? She didn't want to bet me, but I did tell you that Diallo Rabin would not be the Minister of Education. I said he would be fired. Now, technically, he was fired from education. He was moved, right?
Yes,
I'm not saying it's a demotion or anything, but he is overseeing the cabinet office and I believe digital innovation. So outside of that, Minister Wayne Furbett's no longer over transport. And he is now the junior minister of finance. Now, I'm not sure what the pay is with that, so could be a demotion as well. We have a couple of new ministers. We have Jashay, is it Jashay or Jashay? Jashay Adams.
Jashay Adams, yeah.
He's now the Minister of Public Works and Environment. And then we have Alexa Lightbourne. She's the Minister of Home Affairs, I believe. So those are two ministries that were held by retiring MPs and ministers, Walter Urban and Colonel David Birch. So we have a cabinet. We have a new senator. Two new senators. Crystal Caesar returns to the Senate, and she's overseeing the Ministry of Education. Lauren Bell enters the Senate. And then we have Kim Wilkerson, who remains the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Dennis Lister III, Junior Minister of Justice. I'm saying this all off the top of my head. The premier kept his ministry in finance. Minister Darrell remains the Minister of Culture, Tourism, and Transport. We also, am I forgetting any? Minister Kim Wilson remains overseeing health. Yep. Michael Weeks, Minister Weeks, oversees national security. Minister Jason Hayward takes on additional responsibilities, but same Minister of Economy and Labor. And I think if I forgot anyone, blame my head, not my heart. But look, what are your thoughts on the new cabinet? And again, if you haven't voted already, the votes are still coming in. I'll put the QR code and the link is in the comments. The link is in the, Minister Tanae Hayward. Tanae Furbert, sorry, Minister Tanae Furbert, my goodness. She remains overseeing seniors and the like. Let me answer this question before we go to everything else in the comments. But Marquita Lee says, so who is your pick for deputy? I'll talk about that. I'll discuss that. I'll tell you. Well, Suzanne Ingham, she's not afraid to voice her opinion. When asked, do you believe it's a conflict of interest for Zandy Silva to oversee the housing ministry? She says, absolutely a conflict of interest. And Polly Ritz says, no, in Bermuda, it's inevitable. Ian Waddington says, in a small town, it's hard to avoid a conflict of interest, but when it's openly abused, it has to be exposed and dealt with. David Michael Wilson says Wilson, not Wilkerson.
Yeah. You actually addressed that as you carried on, and you were saying Kim Wilkerson and Kim Wilson, right?
Yeah, Kim Wilkerson's AG.
You addressed it. Yeah.
Shayna Smith says very unimpressed. More of the same. You can definitely tell who's in the inner circle and who isn't. Well, let's see what the responses are. So 15 people have voted so far. Do you believe that Minister Zandy Silva overseeing the housing ministry is a conflict of interest? And of those 15 people, 73% have said yes. 73% of you so far have said yes, you believe it's a conflict of interest. Where do I stand? I think this is stuff like this that exposes our hypocrisy. And what I mean by that is, not long ago, even on this show, so many people were saying that people should be overseeing ministries where they have experience, right?
Right.
And I said to you all numerous times, be very careful with that, because then we'll be speaking about conflict of interest, right? Yep. So again, if a doctor, let's say the Honorable Dr. Ewart Brown, made himself the Minister of Health, like, you all would be screaming that that is a conflict of interest. But yet, in the same breath, we want ministers to have an experience and an understanding. What we need to remember is that the minister is there to manage and lead the ministry, not do the work. So they, like Renee Ming, she wasn't a police officer or law. She didn't have a career in law and order, but she was the Minister of National Security, right? So Michael Weeks, he doesn't come from a law and order background, but he's the Minister of National Security. So we have to ask ourselves, what do we really want? What do we want? And what are we expecting, right? What are we expecting? Because Bermuda is very small, and this, not to be offensive, but we need to be very honest. The talent pool is very shallow.
Yeah.
It's very shallow. No, could he have given Zandy Silva another ministry? Maybe, but I'll tell you what, I'd probably trust someone who has an understanding of that space much quicker to help lead and manage it. Now, does that mean I think Zandy Silva should be in cabinet? Probably not, because there's other things. I mean, he's had to resign before, right? He's had to, he's had things. But again, we can't hold things against people for forever, right? People, we're all humans. So Rhonda Johnson asks, why is it a conflict? Well, it could be considered a conflict. It could be. I mean, I had my former boss, who's the owner of radio stations in Bermuda, when asked, why wouldn't you do telecommunications? He said, because it'll be seen as a conflict of interest because of his interest in that space. So it can definitely be seen as a conflict of interest. I mean, it would be no different from if on the other side, we had a medical doctor who was given the Ministry of Health, and things that start coming out of that ministry benefited that doctor. So let's not be ignorant and act as if it can't be. What I'm saying is it's unavoidable in Bermuda.
Yeah, I think back to what Ian Waddington said, in a small town, it's hard to avoid conflict of interest. But when it's openly abused, it has to be exposed and dealt with. I think the latter part of that comment is, well, where are the checks and balances? Who's actually going to be, micromanaging that and putting a spotlight on it and making sure that the power isn't abused? So who's in charge of that, I think, is really the question. And I unfortunately have to say, I don't think, in regards to what's been going on in the past little while, transparency has been kind of muddied. So I think that's something I would love to see now from this new government, is a lot more transparency, a lot more checks and balances. And I think it would, I'm curious to know who actually is going to be the overseer of making sure that this power of anybody in their ministry isn't abused. So who would be, Jamal? Who it's hard to govern yourself.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
You can't, it's difficult.
For sure. But audience, we asked you. You haven't answered. What are your thoughts on the cabinet? There are a couple of things that stood out to me from the Premier's cabinet. What are your thoughts on the new ministerial cabinet? Are you impressed? Do you agree with the selections? One thing I will say is it got much younger overnight.
It's true.
I believe if I look at that cabinet, I'm talking off the top of my head, so if I'm aging people, forgive me, but I believe Michael Weeks, Zane De Silva, and Kim Wilkinson and Kim Wilson are the only 4 people who are over 50, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're correct.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Crystal Caesar. I don't know her. I'm not sure about Dale Urbane. He could be over 50, but for the most part, it seems like the majority of the cabinet is under 50. I'm going to say under 45. I mean, you've got the Premier, Owen Darrell, Jashay Adams, what's her name? Alexa Lightbourne.
Tanae.
Tanae is probably in her 50s. I'm 40s, sorry, late 40s.
40s,
yeah, I think again, I'm not trying to be discriminatory because you all going to say I'm discriminating on age and all that. But my point is that stood out that it seems like a younger cabinet. No.
Which I think might be a good thing.
Whether that's beneficial or not, time will tell, because we cannot dismiss experience for what it's worth, right?
That's true. But I'm in my 40s and I think I've had a lot of life experience. Now, I was actually reflecting on if I was made the minister of, I don't know, the minister of education, for example, I would be like, I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know how to be a minister of anything, to be perfectly honest. I would be obviously I know that everybody's done the work and but I think it's probably could be quite overwhelming, quite daunting, quite a daunting job, I would say.
Yeah.
Quite overwhelming, especially, being young. I think it could be overwhelming, and you may have a young family, and there's just like lots of things, lots of spinning plates for sure.
Yeah, indeed. It's interesting. Audience, what are your thoughts on the field? What are your thoughts on the new ministerial cabinet? How are you feel? Are you feeling confident? Do you believe, the Premier is very honest. He's very focused on helping with the cost of living. He is very like he said yesterday that his focus is to ensure that they govern for everyone, not just those who support the PLP or voted for the PLP. So he believes this team can deliver on their mandate. I'm hopeful. As I said yesterday, I believe that there are people who were ministers previously who have been given the opportunity again, who allow the professionals to run the ministry. Like they just set the legislation and policies, they set the rules and let you go. We need to see more of that. I think it's important to understand that the minister's job is not to do the work. They're not the professional, it's to oversee and lead the ministry. Those were supposed to be with the talent. No, that said, when things go bad, we like putting the finger at the politician.
True. That's very true. And here's a question, Jamal. I actually saw this in an article yesterday. So Crystal Caesar had her seat flipped by OBA, Linda Smith, I believe it was. But she now finds herself as a minister. How does that work? Exactly.
The Premier selected her.
Just decide. That's it. Just decide. I had somebody ask me, and I was like, I think you're just able to be selected. But how do you think, from a voter's perspective, or from?
Well, that's how I felt about David Dodwell. He should have never been the BTA chairman. The people chose Zandy Silva over Dodwell back in 2007, and then 5 years later, or 6 years later, you put him as the chairman of the BTA. People already said they didn't want Mr. Dodwell. So if we're going to use Crystal Caesar being an Ministry of Education or for a Senate appointment, well, at the end of the day, I mean, technically, based on the rules, she did lose. But I would have loved to see a runoff between the highest two so that someone can get over 50%. But I don't think it's any different from David Dodwell. I think he should have never been the chairman because the people said they didn't want him. They wanted Zandy Silva back in 2007. So I don't have a problem with it because that's what the system is. And David Brett chose to appoint him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think, mind you, I do think senators, we should have to vote for them, but that's not the system we have.
No, absolutely not. We do have a lot of comments in from everybody. Everyone's.
Well, we don't need to go to all of them. We've got Teo to bring in for the news. Let's bring Teo in. But we just a reminder from Janelle Richardson: the civil servants are running things as ministers learn. But and also, audience, if you haven't already, so again, I'll look at it. So it looks like we asked, do you believe that Minister Zandy Silva overseeing the housing ministry is a conflict of interest? 69% said yes. 31% said no. At the end of the day, I just want to leave with this here. Michael Daniel says the pool of people who are involved in construction will monitor Mr. De Silva. Look, I'm interested in hearing Teo. Teo is a former senator. I'm interested in his opinion on this because I think I don't have the inner workings of government. I honestly only know from the outside looking in. But I'll say this here. We're very fickle people. And to quote Teo, we're all hypocrites, right? But we're fickle and we don't know we're hypocrites until we're faced with the thing that makes us hypocrites. And I think, we always say, oh, what experience does this person have in this field? And then as soon as we get someone who has experience in a field, we say it's a conflict of interest. I'm not here to defend Mr. De Silva. I'm not here to defend the PLP. That's just not what I do. I'm just simply saying we have to be clear about what are we asking for. That's it.
True.
Let's just ask ourselves. This is the daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan and Secure Trucking. We're going to, show them some love for giving us some love. And then we'll come back with Tay Weezy with the news breaksy.
The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
All righty, let's bring Teo in for the Daily Hour News Break. Don't forget, we've got our good friend Danielle Paynter coming up from Bacardi. We're talking about the Black Vendors Market. Mia,
yes,
I'm going to see you on Friday at the market.
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay. No, I thought she was going to say, I don't want to see you, Jamel. All right, cool. Let's bring Teo.
Yes, I really want to see you. Gosh.
All right. Let's bring in Teo.
Morning, Jay. Morning, Mia. Good to see y'all. And I didn't. You're definitely gonna be at the thing on Friday, Jay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be?
Oh,
I've been there every year. Bacardi's had it.
Okay. So then I got to bring the baby by. So
absolutely. I mean, since you want to invite me over for dinner, you might as well.
Stop saying that to people.
No. Okay. First of all, I didn't even know when you were here, what dates, what was going on.
Oh, that was a secret.
You can't blame us.
Well, I think I booked the election night. I felt like you all needed to be rescued, so I said, "Let me book a ticket." I said, "Let me come fill in and help out." No, I don't miss Bacardi's Black Market Vendor Market. I don't miss that, man. I've been every year, and this is the truth. I've been told I have to work it.
Oh, that's exciting.
What
will you be doing?
I don't have a customer-friendly face, Mia.
What you gotta stop saying that, Jay.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, Jamal. You do.
You are. Jamel is definitely direct, right? Like he is clear. He is emotionally transparent, which can be a little much for some people. Not everybody at all. Not even close, but for some people. But more than anything else, he's just charming. Like you're a genuinely charming person.
Thank you, Tay. Tayo's saying something nice in public on air to me, man.
I do that much more often than you may feel like.
Yeah, these days,
perhaps because all the times I dish you is, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I go hard on both ends.
But I think it has something to do with the children. I think now, he's got children now, and they're probably like, Dad, you should be more nice to Uncle Jamal.
You know what? I'll talk to you about that later. Okay. I have had a conversation with Amelia that kind of embarrassed me.
No.
She told him about himself. But tell you, I gotta ask you. You've been in the Senate, man. You've been in the Senate, right? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Give it to us. Conflict of interest or not?
Okay. I do have a sort of working framework that helps me understand this space. Now, I think it could be broadly useful to the wider community, but I think when I give you the analogy I use to how I explain it to myself, I'm not sure it's going to stick. You know that I'm embarrassed. I can't remember. The American Supreme Court Justice had a famous statement on the issue of pornography, where he said, because like pornography is sexually explicit images and videos, but there's also like art, like high art that features naked people doing a number of things. And he said, porn, like it when you see it, right? And I think corruption in a small place like this falls under the same kind of category, because when you have high profile people that are business leaders and accomplished folks that want to get into public service, avoiding that, the appearance of a conflict of interest is almost impossible, right? But it's not inherently the case just because somebody has financial interests in the ministry that they may be responsible for. It doesn't by definition mean that they're taking advantage of that personally. But as I say, like porn, it when you see it, and sometimes we can see it. Like, come on, bro! Like, your subsidiary businesses are getting all the contracts. We see it, but just because you're there doesn't inherently mean that it is corrupt and a conflict of interest within itself.
Do you think that Dr. Ewart Brown would have made himself health minister?
Probably not. Almost certainly because that would just look that's what it would look like in that kind of instance. Because any sort of national health ministry decisions would definitionally affect him one way or the other.
Right.
But just operating, if say you have a construction company, for example, and you're responsible for affordable housing, that doesn't mean that you're going to benefit. Like Correct. It could,
Correct.
Right? But it depends on who gets the contracts. And I would think that people in that space, if they existed, hypothetically, just wouldn't even touch any of that work. Like they wouldn't bid, unless, of course, they had specialized industrial abilities and expertise that meant they were the only person on island that could do the work. But that necessarily will not apply to everything. Like it couldn't. So, yeah.
So one last point. And I was trying not to mention this because I want to have some fun with Danielle this morning. It's just going to bring the energy anyway. But right, I have to mention this. I think no one said it, but I'm going to say it. I think people have a right to question whether it's a conflict or not, because we're not far removed from a former AG who's oversaw her ministry, and a member of her family seemed to benefit from a contract. So I think those kind of things are in the back of people's heads. So, if you give them a reason, then they'll have a reason. All right, let's move on. I don't want to stick on that.
Oh, well, sadly, we transition into some really sad news in that the most recent road death victim has been confirmed, 40-year-old Lionel Thomas Jr. The incident that led to his tragic passing took place Sunday, February 23rd, just before 1:30 a.m. on St. David's Road. And the relevant incident is under active investigation. The BPS is calling for any witnesses or folks with information that can help take that investigation further to reach out to investigating officer Police Constable Walter Jackson of the Roads Policing Unit via 717-0469 or wjackson@bps.bm.
Yeah, as I said yesterday, just sending love to the family, friends, and the greater community. Based on social media, he seemed to be one loved brother. So sending people warm and healing thoughts and energy.
Yeah, it's a painful thing. Now, the big stuff out of Government House yesterday was that we got 2 new senators, as we've been talking about all morning, and a targeted cabinet shuffle. This is the real headline summarizing the premier's new appointments to his parliamentary team following last week's election, as confirmed by Governor Andrew Murdoch. The range of changes to the upper house and lower house include Crystal Caesar and Lauren Bell joining the PLP's Senate team alongside the reappointed trio of Kim Wilkerson, Lindsey Simmons, and Misha Fubler. Senator Caesar received the Education Ministry as Diallo Rabane was shifted to the Cabinet Office and Digital Innovation Briefs. Newly elected MPs Owen Darrow and Alexa Lightbourne both got new ministerial appointments, with Minister Darrow adding transportation to his brief and Minister Lightbourne now responsible for home affairs. And Zane De Silva's coming back to cabinet as the Housing and Municipalities Minister. Jashay Adams has been made Minister of Public Works and Environment, while Wayne Furbert's been moved from cabinet to the Junior Minister of Finance role, as Dennis Lister III will now be Bermuda's Junior Minister of Justice. And all that highlights the de-aging of cabinet, which is definitionally, I think, unambiguously a good thing. I don't even need to hedge it. Like, the more younger folks that in this space, the better it is for everybody. And please keep in mind, and this may be our own lack of self-awareness around this point, none of these people are young. You know what I'm saying?
But I think keeping it to younger and young are 2 different things. And I think keeping that in context is important.
Yeah, that's true. They're our age.
But Teo just called all you all in the cabinet. Oh, that's basically what he did.
No. Wait a minute. Not old.
They're not old. They're hot.
Not young. They're not young.
They're hot to go.
Right?
They're hot to go.
We're middle-aged is what we are. We have a more middle-aged cabinet.
We're not middle-aged. You're middle-aged.
Statistically, yeah.
Am I the oldest of us 3? I think I am. Yeah. Sorry, never mind. Continue. Yeah.
Well, Premier David Burt made a statement following the appointment, in advance of the appointments, I should say, describing the key goals established for the newly assembled government, while underlining that they serve the entire country rather than just those who voted for them.
Together, over the next 5 years, this government will work tirelessly to ensure that Bermuda is not only more affordable and more stable, but more united than ever through the execution of our platform. And the points in our platform were not merely policy bullet points, but commitments that will lower financial strain on ordinary Bermudians and lay the groundwork for long-term prosperity. We achieve them through collaboration with every segment of society: unions, private industry, churches, charities, civil society groups, and yes, even the opposition and other parties, because no government can solve these issues alone.
How would he say over the next 5 years? Ain't he quitting next year?
Yeah.
Well, that's a reasonable question, but I think he's thinking beyond his individual tenure, right? Okay. Like, he's part of the PLP government, which will outlast him. Based on the commitments that he's made for a couple of years now.
No, I say that because I care about him. I think he should go and retire and enjoy life. I think, he deserves that after such an incredible run as premier and leader of this country. He deserves time off. So I do hope that, he does go off into the sunset next year.
Yeah. Mia, did the tone of Jay's voice lead you to infer anything other than the specific words that he said?
Well, it sounded totally genuine. 100%.
Thank you. See, Mia's my favorite.
No. But now I gotta ask Jay: did the tone of Mia's voice lead
Mia's my favorite. Mia's my favorite.
Oh, I got some interesting info here. The hundreds deep probation backlog. Not sure if you knew this, but there's a real lag on getting probation applications processed, but the Justice Department has appointed a 3-person team to help cut that backlog. It's led by Miss Tyasha Smith, and her team includes a full-time admin assistant and a consulting former employee to help review and process these applications dating back about 15 years. Now, the initial work will be done on 2022 applications. 900 have already been reviewed, categorized, logged, and actioned. And these efforts will be enhanced by a new software tool to track the status of the applications, answer questions, and assign relevant tasks, which matters because one of the largest processing delays comes from just waiting for a response to questions raised by the court and or filing amended documents from applicants or attorneys. Now, probation is inextricably linked with prison. And speaking of prisons, if any of you have been up to Westgate, and all of us see the and feel the recidivism rates here in Bermuda, which have been in place since time immemorial, it can be difficult to imagine prison systems that are not only run more efficiently, but so differently that it's almost impossible for us here in Bermuda to understand, or not just us, like a lot of places around the world. In Norway, the prison system there, they offer private furnished studio apartments for each inmate, shared kitchens. All of them got a room key so they can come in and out of their space as they want, and a range of training opportunities to really help people when they leave prison never need to return.
We take the freedom from them, but when they are here, we try to help them to get a better citizens.
Inmates have a normal work week, giving them routine and responsibilities, training to be car mechanics and graphic designers in a state-of-the-art studio.
From the city hall, we're getting jobs from them.
Learning skills like restaurant prep, where they're trusted to handle knives, can help them get jobs on the outside. They have weekends off and a house available for overnight visits with their families.
Welcome to Criminal Records.
Richard is studying music. He's doing time for murder and served his first 4 years in a Swedish prison.
I was very hateful myself when I came here, because I come from a very, very hard prison system. They really hate the guards, and the guard hated us. Do I feel like a different person now? Yeah, I do.
What do y'all think?
I don't know how to feel.
I think it depends on the type of. I was thinking, like, what level of criminal are they? Like, are they like murderers or rapists or serial killers?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Like
everybody.
Or are they more like white collar crime, like drugs?
But he said murder, and I need more details.
Murder. That's what blew my hair back.
I need more details. Like, was it a child? Was it like? And I'm not saying any form of murder is justified. No. But I don't know how I feel about that. I need a like.
Do y'all remember Anders Breivik? He's the fella, got him maybe 12 or 13 years ago now, the white supremacist who went to a youth camp in Norway and shot up, like a few dozen children and their counselors and stuff. That guy is in this prison.
Oh, no. That guy needs to be getting tortured every single day.
I hate to.
I'm not laughing because it's funny, but I think.
No, I'm sorry. I'm all about being kind and cruelty free. Okay, but no.
Except.
No.
I think there have to be exceptions too. I think not all crimes are equal, right? And I think not everyone can be rehabilitated. I don't know. I need more time on that one, brother.
But how would you? But I guess this is a question I'll leave you with. How do you know rehabilitation is not possible without making the good faith, genuine attempt?
I don't know.
Or are some things so evil that you should be punished in perpetuity? Because that's means that it's not really about rehabilitation. It's just you've been so bad that your life must never be good ever again.
Because we got to run, but I'll say this much.
Yeah.
I'll say this much. This is why I don't ever want to sit on a jury. I don't want anyone's life in my hands. I just don't want that responsibility.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah, I've had to go on. I've had to do jury duty, and and it's harrowing. It's harrowing. That's all I can say. It's harrowing. So. But
as far as
interesting.
Yeah. So as far as weather's concerned, yesterday afternoon's heavy rain and flooding, thank goodness, should be over. But the wind is going to dominate today's forecast with storm force winds blowing us all around till about lunchtime. We should expect a bit more rain, marginal increase in air temps, but the floor will sit at 60 degrees still for tonight. So don't hang up your jacket just yet. It's still going to be chilly.
So don't ride on Harbor Road, Jamal. Thanks. Mia, do you have days of the year for us? What you got?
Yes, I do. I do have days of the year are National Pink Shirt Day. What you're wearing? Teo, are you wearing a pink? Is your shirt pink?
Of course.
Oh my
Why
God.
nobody told me? You know that's my color.
So I was gonna say, do you guys engage in wearing pink? My husband does. He loves pink.
Of course, it's a beautiful color. I'm glad to be alive in a time in human history where there aren't so many like hard-coded gender expectations around like what people wear. Like pink is just pretty. Like it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, most people who know me know I have more pink than any other color in my wardrobe. But that said, I mean, I've been a different kid. You know, when I was young, I wore purple and pink. I mean, that's just what I liked because it was different. Pat myself on the back, but it looked good on me. You know,
it's fly.
Person, it looked good on me. So, thank you for that.
You're Bermudian men. Do you think it's because we're Bermudian that we love pink?
Actually, probably. That's definitely probably part of it
because I wore it a lot with Bermuda tourism as well. So that's a good. Happy Pink Day, everybody. I want to ask the audience, since it's Pink Day, what is your favorite color, especially the men to wear? What's your favorite color to wear, Mia?
Me? Well, I always wear black. My favorite color is, I know black isn't a color, but I do love purple and I do love pink a lot. I do love pink actually. And I love yellow. I think yellow, I do love it.
What you got?
Between teal and pink.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just started wearing more black when I moved to New York. So I do have probably as much black in the wardrobe as pink, but pink's still my go-to, man. If I see something pink, it catches my attention. We've got purple and orange from Karen Simmons. Tell you, we've got to run, man. We'll see you soon.
Appreciate y'all. Take care.
All right, brother. Folks, don't go anywhere. We've got Danielle Paynter coming up. Hopefully she can stick around and have a good old-fashioned conversation. Black Vendors Market, we're talking when we come back. Orange. People like orange. 2 minutes, 44 seconds. Stick with us. In the meantime, whatever platform you're on, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, do what we do. Give us a like, love, follow, share, and we'll be back to have more conversation with you.
Join us as we celebrate 5 years and 1,000 plus episodes of community conversations on Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. The Daily Hour Gala takes place on April 26th at LF Wade International Airport. For more information and advance tickets, please send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. We look forward to celebrating all that's great about our community with all of you.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Bermuda Trivia, the Black History Edition, is now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com or email Contact at bermudatrivia.com to learn more.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Big Show. Mia Chambray, I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Hey, you guys have started buying tickets for the gala already. So, hey, you can do that directly on thedailyhour.com. So if you're coming to celebrate and honor people like maybe Danielle, just make sure you get your tickets early. Yeah, get them early. I'm not going to tell you why, but just get them early. All right. Well, without further ado, let's bring in our guest for the day. Let's give a warm TDH welcome. She's been on the show so much, might as well make her a co-host. Let's welcome Danielle Paynter from Bacardi, folks.
Woo!
All right, calm down. Gee, you've seen her before.
My first interview with Mia Chambray.
Oh, y'all know, you guys know each other?
It's our first time meeting right here, right now.
Headband queens, I see.
I see what's happening here. But Danielle, thank you for coming back. We appreciate you. You know, but I have to ask you before we jump in, because you're very colorful in terms of, you know, you got
it's pink.
Okay. All right. So
favorite color.
And Mia,
you know what? I always say leopard print is a color too, and it is definitely my vibe.
Okay. And Mia didn't even tell her it was, you know, pink day, and you know she didn't have a color on. But no, we appreciate you. Thank you for trusting this platform, coming back. I'm excited. I haven't missed the Black Vendors Market yet. I mean, I even missed Cup Match in the last 5 years, but I haven't missed this. You know, third year in a row. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be present. But Danielle, let's jump right into it. We often talk on this show about corporate responsibility, and Bacardi has literally set the tone for it in Bermuda. Whether it's the don't tell me. Not the bartending course. Don't tell me. I know the name.
It's
Shake Your Future. Shake Your Future. Shake Your Future. Or even the Black Vendors Market. You all have just made it a point to take community service and corporate responsibility to another level in Bermuda. Why is that so important for what Bacardi does?
I think it's just embedded in our DNA, to be honest. It's not unique to Bermuda. Bacardi, across all the locations where it's located, supports the communities that they're in. And we always say our goal is to do the right thing for our communities. And when we look at Bermuda's landscape, when we reflect on, for example, the jobs report that came out in November 2023, you still see unemployment in certain spaces amongst certain demographic groups. And if Bacardi has an opportunity to make a difference, to make an impact, to create opportunities that address some of these issues, why would it be, right? And we've been very fortunate to be able to create programs like the Shake Your Future program, which helps unemployed and underemployed young people to gain skills in bartending and hospitality. And now this like iconic event, the Bacardi Black-owned vendor market, which is giving a platform for Black-owned businesses in Bermuda to connect with new audience, to gain sales, to gain experience, and up-level kind of their businesses. It's just been amazing to have that community support and to see the difference that we're making. Like, it truly has made an impact on people's lives, which is incredibly fulfilling. And I'm so grateful that Bacardi, and I could be part of a company like Bacardi that enables that.
Yeah. No, it's amazing to see. It really is. And we're grateful for it. This is the third year that Bacardi is doing the Black Vendors Market. I've attended the first two. I've enjoyed them. It's quite it's like Harbor Night on Bacardi's premises in February, but a one-night thing. But what are you all doing this year to build on the previous year's success?
Well, it's getting bigger and better. Oh my goodness. This year we have over 50 vendors participating, which is, and honestly, we could have easily had 100. People are teasing that we're going to have to move this to the National Stadium, because even after securing all our vendors, up until like today, we're having more and more people reach out, seeing if they could get in. And obviously we started a waiting list now for next year. Wow. But this year it's just going to be bigger. We're also continuing to have live entertainment. We have the H&H Gumbays performing. We have the Don Keeley West African Dance and Drumming Group performing. We have DJ Chubb spinning tunes. So it's just an incredibly vibrant community event. But one of the cool things we did this year to take it up a notch is we introduced a masterclass event called the Power Hour, Fuel Your Business in 15 Minutes. And we collaborated with some local Bermudian entrepreneurs like Michaela Pearman, Liz Blankendow, Dante Hunt from the BEDC, and I'm blanking, Carl Vincent from Pronto. And they delivered these incredibly impactful 15-minute presentations that ranged from marketing to branding to scaling your business to getting investors. And this event was just for the vendors participating in the vendor market. And the feedback was incredible, because we also had in the room people from the banks, from Ignite, from the Chamber of Commerce. So we were creating this space where people could learn things to take their business to the next level, and then it connect with people that can also help them level up their businesses. So it was an incredibly impactful addition to the Black vendor market that I hope to continue as we move forward and continue to build and just become this empower. I feel like Bacardi is truly empowering this community and providing those skills. And I like to just say, creating these spaces where people can connect. So yeah, that's how we've up-leveled it. We'll still have a kids zone this year. This is a family-friendly event. So everybody, bring your kids, bring your whole family, come out and see the incredible landscape of Black-owned businesses. Another build this year is we're offering free parking and a shuttle service from the HSBC Woodbourne location on Woodbourne Avenue. So I know parking can be an issue. So park there for free, get a shuttle for free, come to the event. Okay. We're just trying to make it as easy as possible for everyone to come to Bacardi and enjoy this incredible event with us.
All right, real quickly, just want to know from the audience, if you have any questions or comments for Danielle, send them through. But I want to know, has anyone been to the event? Yes or no, just in the audience, yes or no? Have you been to Bacardi's Black Vendor Market? And if your answer is no, I know you'll be there this year. But anyway, just let us know. Mia, sorry about that.
Yes, no. Let us know for sure. And definitely you don't want to miss it. I've been to the vendors market. I've loved it. I've spent all my money. I still wear all of my items. One of my favorite is actually from it was Ashley's Lemonade. They did a little bit of fashion, and I bought a hat that says Southampton on it because I'm a proud Southampton girl. So I wear that hat almost every single day. So that's one, and some books for Gunnar and things like that. So, but tell us, Danielle, I've just kind of spoken about I've definitely spoken about one of the vendors, but what kind of vendors can we expect to see this year?
I mean, it's a range of vendors. To be honest, there's some vendors there that I've never even heard of, which I think is the whole point, right? You're all these businesses, where are they located? I've never even heard of them. So I'm really excited. I have a whole list of names, but I don't want to call out anyone specifically. So I'll say, we have a range from some pottery businesses, people crafting their own pots and selling them. We have lots of skincare brands. We have people who are selling books, jewelry, definitely lots of food vendors. People who have services that they're just trying to bring awareness to the services that they offer. So just a huge range. I think we have Jamal in the house, don't we? We have you for Bermuda Trivia.
Yeah, they got me working this year, Danielle. They got me working.
That's so exciting. No, Danielle, I know that it's the third year, and I believe this event is really a brainchild that you kind of, you're brought to the Bacardi team. And
I won't take credit for bringing this to life. It is really Lisa Frias, who's part of the Bacardi team, who has been the main driver behind this event. Certainly, when it came up, we all embraced it. We all got on board. It was a no-brainer for we have a belonging committee, but definitely I do not want to take the credit for it.
Shout out to Lisa Frias, absolutely, and all the Bacardi team who do such a fabulous job in whatever you do. But why, so obviously you all came together and it was a no-brainer, but why do you think that this type of event is still necessary within the Bermudian community?
Well, I just think, especially when we think about, we're all talking, I'm not going down a political rabbit hole, but like when we think about cost of living and opportunities and groups that are marginalized or don't have as many opportunities, I think it's super important for companies like Bacardi to provide these platforms, Front Street real estate, rental prices, overhead costs, they're extremely prohibitive, right? But that shouldn't mean that somebody with a great idea with a fantastic product can't be successful or have some way to like grow their business before they can get to that point where they can have that Front Street retail location. So I think it's super important and relevant because we have people that have a lot of drive, ingenuity, who are innovative and creative and super talented, but they don't necessarily have the funding or the resources or the connections. So Bacardi can give all of that to them and be that springboard, connecting them with new audience, giving them that space, giving them the tools through our programs, through our master classes, and hopefully empower them, inspire them, and help them to grow to that point where they can, take it to the next level, whether it's online or physical location. So that's why I think it's super important and relevant still.
Oh, that's so exciting. And I couldn't agree more. And it's such an amazing platform in so many different ways. And I think other than like the vendors and people who have things for sale and maybe people who are promoting their businesses, will there be, I know last year we had like a fun castle, there might be some face painting. You said you got the H&H Gombays, but what else will attendees get to experience at the market this year? I know we did touch on it already, but there's anything you're like super excited about for
free
people?
Drinks. Hey, it ain't a party if it ain't a Bacardi party, okay? So we will be giving away free RTDs. So those are ready to drink cans of our Bacardi delicious flavors like the mojito and the rum punch. So definitely that's what else you can expect. And then, of course, I've already mentioned it. We're having a really cool kids zone.
Right.
Event starts at 4:30. So it's great if you want to like pick up your kids, come straight to Bacardi for like an early kind of have some fun kids zone, shop the market, grab some food and head out. It's 4:30 to 7:30 this Friday at our headquarter location on Pitts Bay Road. So like I said, live entertainment, lots of food, music, free drinks, kids zone. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better, right? Right off Front Street. Great opportunity to discover your new favorite brand, your new favorite entrepreneur, and feel good about supporting Black-owned business, especially during this very important Black History Month, where we are celebrating and remembering our forefathers and the accomplishments of Black people. And so it's just another way to show your support and contribute during this time. So I'm so excited about it.
I mean, if anyone wasn't sold, I think you just sold them just now. But we did ask the audience. We asked, have you experienced it the first 2 years? So we got quite a few yeses. Karen Simmons and Samantha Butterfield said yes. And then we got a no from Zena Trott. So Zena, we'll see you on Friday.
Yes.
Sophia Smethurst, yes. Sherilyn Johnson,
yes.
Polly Rich, we're working on Polly Rich, so we're going to turn that into a yes. Hadeline's one. I'm shocked. She watches the show every day, so we'll be seeing Hadeline and her family there on Friday. We've got Shawnette Bell. She's been a coach. So a lot of people have been in fantastic events, says Samantha Butterfield. But we do have a question. Rosalind Famous, and audience, if you have questions, then y'all was here to answer them for you. She, unfortunately, you addressed this earlier, but I want you to be, just make her feel good. Is there still space for people to sign up as a vendor?
No.
Breaking hearts.
So sorry, there is no more space. But what we are recommending for people to do, follow us on at the Bacardi Guy, and through that channel, send us a note. We are taking basically a running list of other vendors who are interested, and we are going to make sure they know about it for next year. It's always kind of on a first come, first serve basis because we only have so much space to host our vendors. So you gotta like be in the know, and the best way to be in the know is to be on our mailing list or to be following us on the Bacardi Guy, so we can make sure you stay informed and connected.
Well, they love you, Danielle. We've got Miss Ellen Kate says, we know it's fabulous if Danielle has her hand in it. But Charles, I'm shocked. He said no, but I'll be there on Friday. So he has not been before.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, we're working on him. And
it's a great tourist event. Sorry, he just triggered me about tourism, but it's a great event too for any visitors to the island to not only get to see where the global headquarters of Bacardi is, because I always think that's so incredible that Bermuda had like the global headquarters of Bacardi is based in Bermuda, right in our backyard. But it's also a great opportunity for tourists to see the landscape of talented artisans and entrepreneurs we have. So if you have any visitors, friends, concierges out there listening, make sure you tell your guests as well.
Indeed. Well, I got to ask, before you go, this is about Black Vendors Market, but Bacardi is celebrating, 50 years in Bermuda this year?
No, add another decade. So
60?
Yes. Oh, wow. June 18th, 1965 is when Bacardi came to Bermuda and established its headquarters. So we are celebrating 60 years in June, which is an incredible milestone of being on this island. And genuinely, Bacardi considers Bermuda its home. It has just enabled the company to thrive and continue to be the largest privately held spirits company in the world. So Bermuda has provided that platform and that kind of environment, and so many Bermudians have worked at Bacardi. So Bacardi has definitely given back to the island in so many ways. This is just another example, the Black Vendor Market. So it's a really incredible year. And also before I go, sorry, I'm going to run on, because just if you check the Royal Gazette or Burr News today, we just announced the launch of our Bacardi Hospitality Accelerator Program. Just another thing we're doing for the hospitality industry. This is a build on the Shake Your Future program, where we are collaborating with restaurants and bars in Bermuda to identify talented people already working in their establishment who are on track to have thriving careers in hospitality. So we're taking them, they've been nominated. We're taking 6 individuals to London. They leave tomorrow for a 4-week training program at the prestigious European Bartending School in London. They will come back to Bermuda and go through 2 more weeks of workshops and training programs, and then really be set up for success. So this is, again, an example of how we create something, we evolve it, we enhance it, we take feedback, and we continue to commit to Bermuda and the hospitality industry.
I absolutely love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Can't love it anymore. I can't wait to have my mocktail on Friday. They always got something for me. Always got something for me. But thank you for what you all do. I'm looking forward to Friday. It's going to be fun. And folks, she just mentioned, 60 years in Bermuda. There is a Bacardi question in Bermuda Trivia, one of the volumes. You have to buy all the volumes to figure out which one it is, though. All right. Just self-plug. But Danielle, thanks. Just remind them, Friday, 4:30, it starts, right?
Friday this week, February 28th, 4:30 to 7:30 at Bacardi HQ on Pitts Bay Road. Look out for us on East Broadway on Friday. We're going to be reminding people, a bunch of us holding up our signs. Come to the Black Vendor Market, so you cannot forget. Last year, we had over 500 people come through, so we expect that number to go up. And again, we have over 50 vendors, live entertainment, kids zone, free drinks, lots of food, music. It's going to be a vibe.
I'm looking forward to it. Danielle, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone at Bacardi for what you all continue to do. We will see you on Friday.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, audience. Danielle Paynter from Bacardi. If you appreciated that conversation, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues, but also make sure you show up on Friday. Yeah, do us that favor. Show up on Friday. Support your local vendors. We're going to take a final break. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 32 seconds to wrap it up. And audience, you don't want to go anywhere. I want to see who gets this trivia question correct. It's music today. Stick with us.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazok Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
Join us as we celebrate 5 years and 1,000 plus episodes of community conversations on Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. The Daily Hour Gala takes place on April 26th at LF Wade International Airport. For more information and advance tickets, please send an email to admin@bermudacommunications.com. We look forward to celebrating all that's great about our community with all of you.
All right. Who was the first woman to become not just the first female opposition leader in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Hey, buddy. Hun, who was the first woman to serve as opposition leader, not just in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Mason, what did you say?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Dame Lewis Brown Evans? Where do you find that?
Mommy played Bermuda Trivia.
Mommy played Bermuda Trivia.
Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. Good job.
It's true. Children are a reflection of their environment. Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Fun with a purpose. To educate, to entertain, to inform, to inspire, to learn, and to enjoy. Bermuda Trivia. All volumes now available at various stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com to learn more and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms.
All right, welcome back to the Big Show. Thanks again to Danielle Paynter and Bacardi for all they do, for stopping by, having fun with us. Folks, I want to share this comment. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, that new program sounds like an awesome opportunity. Bacardi is the gold standard in corporate responsibility, not just in Bermuda, but around the world. Indeed, indeed. And thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to Danielle. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House Lenders, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. All right, it's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda, and will be at Bacardi Black Vendors Market. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, are you ready? It's music today.
I'm ready.
All right, audience, Mia, let us know. The lyrics of this song belong to what?
Okay.
I know my parents love me. Stand behind me, come what may. I know now that I'm ready, for I finally heard them say. Wow. Wow, someone got it.
Wow, go Michelle.
Wow. Oh, quite a few people. Michelle, wow. Showing that bell. Yeah,
gosh, you guys are.
That is Aretha Franklin, the theme song for A Different World. I know my parents love me. Oh, sorry, I forgot we were live. I'm sorry. Leave the singing to Mia, Jamal. Leave the singing to Mia.
Oh my gosh! Wow, so many people knew it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have known it if someone would have asked.
I didn't know it. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Like,
I got Mr. Music Man himself, Mark Arthur C. Phillips. Yeah.
Me too. I had no clue.
Yeah, that's old school. Well, let's wrap it up. Mia, final thoughts on the cabinet, Zandy Silva, and then the conversation with Danielle.
My thoughts, it's still early days. It was only yesterday that, the new cabinet was sworn in. So I don't really have a whole plethora of thoughts, to be perfectly honest, Jamal. I think it's going to be interesting. I think as time goes on, we'll see how it unfolds and how the different ministers take care of their different responsibilities. So Zane De Silva, like I said, I think lots of the comments really addressed it. If there is transparency, then it could be a good thing. We do want people with expertise, yet we don't want people with conflict. It's a really hard line to toe in such a small community. And so I hope the best for all the new ministers, and Zane specifically, I think could be a very positive thing. Like I said, there just needs to be checks and balances. What about you, Jamal?
Well, go ahead, continue.
I'm sorry. And of course the Bacardi Black Vendors Market. I mean, we both know it's a phenomenal. We've both been to it. It's wonderful. It's amazing to see it grow. Of course, hearing about this new initiative that, kind of building on the Shake Your Future with the bartenders going away, who are already in the industry, who are going away tomorrow to London. I mean, for me, I always want to align myself with businesses that have a lot of corporate responsibility and give back to the Bermudian community. For example, like Bacardi is a huge one of them. So I don't really drink, but if I do drink, I will always choose a Bacardi product. And I will, and go right out of my way to do it, because I do want to support people that support Bermuda. I think this vendors market is phenomenal. I'm super excited to see, everything I can buy. James, don't get mad. I'm going to spend a lot of
James, take the card, take the cash. No, I'll say this much. I think I agree with you. It's early days as it relates to the cabinet. I think people are in a position we can't afford to wait too long, but unfortunately, we have to let them work. We have to let them lead. We have to let them manage. This is what people voted for. So at the end of the day, regardless of who the cabinet is, we have to, our job, as I said prior to the election, is to hold them accountable. And that's how we're going to get the results that we desire. So accountability is going to be the responsibility of each and every one of us, whether you think something's a conflict of interest or not. It's on all of us. As it relates to Bacardi's Black Vendors Market, really grateful for the relationship that we have with Bacardi and Danielle. As you all know, 6 years this year would be me not drinking alcohol, but it's so much more to them than that. It's so much more. They are more than a spirits brand. They are a community brand. And I appreciate that they've opened up these kind of avenues for the general public, whether it's the Black Vendors Market and entrepreneurs, or creating opportunities for people to learn a new craft through the Shake Your Future and now the hospitality brand. This is what, we're living in a time where in the United States, on the political space, they're moving away from a lot of DEI initiatives. And regardless of how you feel about that, Bacardi is setting the standard of why it works, why it makes sense, and why it's important to help drive us forward as a collective and unifying us economically and spiritually. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope I see all of you there. Mia, do you have any daily inspiration before we head on our way?
I do, actually, and this is for Black History Month. Gunnar had to do a project. They had to pick a famous historical Black history figure, and he chose a gentleman by the name of Marty Grimes, who him and his brother Clyde were the very first African-American professional skateboarders. And Marty Grimes is only 60 years old, so he's still living and breathing. He's got a business with his sons in Los Angeles, California. And we've actually been in contact with him, which is super cool. Oh. One really cool thing about the internet, Gunnar's been able to be in touch with him. And this is a quote from Marty Grimes, which was, "Be fast and radical, whether it's in skateboarding or in life."
Be fast and radical, folks.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Mia Chambray. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.